Hello and welcome back to JoeSchaeferFlyFishing.com. I'm Joe Schaefer. Today we're going to tie Mercury Flashback pheasant tail. You can do many different types of things with this pheasant tail as far as the bead's concerned. I have a Mercury bead on here. You can put 1.5 millimeter or 2 millimeter tungsten bead on there. Either one. You typically use gold or black with that. You can put a gunmetal bead on there. There's many different things that you can do to set these up. I usually tie on a curved hook, a 2487. I like my pheasant tails to have a little curve to them. This is just a quick video to show you how I do that. First off, we start with the thread. An 8/0 rust color thread is what I use for the underbody. I use some small copper wire, some small opal mirage tinsel, and of course some natural color pheasant tail, but you can mix and match. You can do just about any colors with these pheasant tails. They're coming out in so many colors now and make them look like every bug imaginable pretty much. So to start off, I start my thread here right behind the bead. Just build up a little back punch there on the bead, and then I'm going to snip that excess off. So a little jam knot at the head there. And then I'm going to take a piece of my wire here, and I'm going to tie a piece of that wire in. Connecting wraps all the way to the back. Once we get down that bend to about where the barb of the hook is, I go a little bit past it. I'll select some tail fibers, usually pheasant tail fibers here. I'll use about 6 of them in case I break one off. 4 to 6 is pretty much standard. Sometimes I'll use more, sometimes I'll use less, depending on the size of the bug. I'll tie these anywhere from sizes 24 up to 16s and 14s even for some of the bigger freestones or bigger rivers around Colorado. So I'll take those tail fibers. I want to measure them out here. I want about a shank length long, maybe a little bit shorter than that. I'm going to tie them in there right at the back. If they're a little bit long, all you have to do is pull on it just a little bit. That'll give you the right distance. Then I'm going to make a couple wraps there over the top of each other. Then I'm going to continue that thread in front of the pheasant tail fibers forward. The key is on these is not to build too much. You want a good tight little body. So now I'm going to wrap those pheasant tail fibers forward. Got a little kink there, so I'm going to unwrap and restart it. Sometimes they don't just lay just right for you, so you want to take it back out, lay them in there. So then I'll continue wrapping forward, covering that hook. Once I get to the front, I'm going to tie them off. I'm going to leave that there for a second, just like that. Now, I'm going to rib my wire forward using reverse wraps. I'm going to reverse wrap this going the opposite direction of where I just wound. That'll keep this fly nice and secure. Coming all the way forward, I'm going to tie it off. Couple wraps behind, couple wraps in front. Then I'm going to spin that wire off. Now I'm going to take a piece of that opal flash in small, and I'm going to tie it in right underneath where I just wrapped there. Just give it a couple turns. Then I'm going to pull those pheasant tail fibers back, making a nice little thorax area there right behind the bead. And here is where I'll take a little bit of You can use just about any dubbing for this stuff. I tend to use SLF Prism dubbing. And I'll take a little bit of the peacock color. You can use ice dub. You can use just about anything you want here. You don't want too much on there. If you have a little bit too much, just take a little bit off. I'm just going to twist. A little bit of wetness on your fingers will help. I'm just going to dub me a little thorax here. Taking care that it's not too much. Then I'm going to pull those pheasant tail fibers over. And I'm going to cinch them down with one turn. Then I'm going to split them. Just go half to one side and half to the other. Try and get just one turn in with these. That'll secure them. Then I'm going to pull the flash right down the middle of that thorax. And I'm going to make a couple turns to secure it. Then I'm going to pull it back over itself so it stays in there. Give a couple more turns. Then I'll trim out the excess. So then all that's left is a quick whip finish. Two or three turns and you got yourself a whip finish there. Cut off the excess. Then I'll cut the legs here. I usually come right behind the thorax, just a little bit longer than the thorax. Cut it off. That's our pheasant tail. Curved shank pheasant tail right there. As you can see, I like mine a little bit messier. I like to leave that dubbing a little bit crazy. That little bit of flash in there helps out. Looks like a wing case coming through. You got your tail off the back here. That's my version of the Mercury Flashback pheasant tail. Tie you up a bunch. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you and have a great day.